Welcome to the stream. How y'all doing? Yes, that was all Super Monkey Ball music. Again, I know I keep recycling like the exact same soundtracks to play, but they're good. So, Saturday morning, DOOGER. It's happening. Get in here, etc., etc. Tweet. Bam. Hi, guys. Welcome. And a Valentine right at the start from Amma that says Rosa is a nerd. But lovely. Amma. I don't know if that's a good use of Valentine. Rosa, you're a lovely nerd. Amma wants you to know. A July Valentine is the best Valentine. We've just left them up. Valentine's all year. Valentine's all year. Why not? There we go. You know, I'm gonna put a bunch of sugar in my coffee today. And you can't stop me. That's how it is. That's a good noise.
Welcome, you fine cat-loving, coffee-drinking burrito babe.
I love it. We have a mod crisis as the criteria to be a mod, having the username that starts with AMA. You've outed us. Yeah, for anybody who didn't hear when we were giving the shout-outs for it, y'all know we have more GIF BTTV emotes, right? So, again, one of them is Weeb Alert, and it was made by Rosa. It is a reference to the Nerd Alert sign that used to show up during Hustlecat. So shout out to Rosa. Thank you for making that. And Doogwobble was made by Cookie Tanis, who is another member of the community. So thank you to both of them for making those. It's very cute. After hours and hours of watching you play Hades, I finally bought it, and it's great, but my wrist hurts a bit now. Yo, it's a great game. It's a great game. I'm very excited because I commented on Ko's post, because Ko put out a post being like, hey, what should I play? Since I already have a plan of, and he just wanted something that was kind of like bite-sized to play. And I gave him a list of roguelites, and he was like, oh man, I've been meaning to go back to Hades. And now I'm really hoping that when Hades comes out, he just goes hard on it, because I would love to watch that. For Artemis, the best little god. Aw. Thank you so much to everybody who has subbed and resubbed during the start. Legacy Starkiller, happy 1-year anniversary. Thank you so much for the love. And Daryl Studio, thank you for subscribing. Welcome to the Cat Gang. Yeah, that's part of the problem, isn't it? Is that you have to go into your settings, go to BTTV settings. So there's like a gear on at the bottom of the chat window. There's a gear symbol, and if you click that, it takes you into your settings. If you scroll to the bottom of that, I think is where it says BTTV settings, and in there you have to enable GIF emotes, or you won't be able to see them. And then you can use all this weird shit. Just missing the weed flag. I'm gonna have to buy one, aren't I? I don't even smoke. I'm just gonna have to buy one. You can also enable the BTTV emote menu button. Holy shit. I need to do that. Wait a minute. BTTV settings. Automatic theater mode. Holy shit. I'm turning that on. That is quality of life right there. Wait, okay. What's it? Oh my god, there's so much stuff here. What is it called in there? Chubby Metalhead, thank you very much for the gifted subs. Welcome, guys. See you at home, chat. I gotta drive. Bye, John. Has your family wished you a happy treason day? My family's still asleep, thank you very much. So, because in Oregon, it's 8 hours behind me. So, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5 a.m. They're not awake. It's fine. I'll turn it on later. I mean, your British family? No, they have not mentioned it. I don't think it's really on the radar. And to be fair, a lot of Americans are choosing not to really celebrate it this year or not really talking about it this year, which is fair, and I support you. So I don't think that it's, at least on social media, I don't think that it's being necessarily talked about as much as maybe it normally would be. I know it isn't a thing in the UK. I'm saying that, like, people who follow Americans might not really be seeing as much about it today, so it might not. It's canceled. I was saying this the other day, but I do, like, being away from America, I do find myself being like, man, last 4th, you know, all of us were doing Anime Expo and sitting on my front lawn and watching all of my neighbors shoot off illegal fireworks in our neighborhood and all that good stuff. So it does make me, it does make me feel a little bit like, oh, last year was so different, right? It was such a different, I was in a different place with different people, but Hamilton was just released on Disney. That's true. I actually didn't realize that until last night. Sam and I were watching Dark, and Sam was on his phone, and he goes, hey, do we still have Disney Plus? I was like, yeah. He goes, Hamilton's on there now. I was like, it is? It's on there now? He was like, yeah. Dark is amazing. Yeah, don't spoil anything. Sam and I are maybe 5 episodes in. Maybe. I can't remember. But yeah, don't spoil anything. And all that I will say is we're not very many episodes in, but I went in blind about like what it was, like conceptually or anything. And I think that that's the way to go for sure. So. Is it scary? It's not actually. At least it hasn't been so far. 'Cause yeah, Sam was like, I think this is supposed to be a horror thing. And I was like, okay, that's fine. 'Cause I'm with you. I'll be okay. Everybody says it's really good. They wouldn't say it was really good if it wasn't actually good, right? It's not. It's not a horror thing. Anyway, no spoilsies, no specifics, etc. I love your shirt. This one or this one? This we bought for me when I was doing my non-nude Playboy shoot, which is funny to recall when I put it on. And this is a Mortimer shirt, from Susie's store. Psychic Circle, I think is the name of her store. I don't know if she sells this one anymore, though. I know that she does, like, limited run of stuff. If you like dark, I would recommend Black Spot, Zone Blanche on Netflix. It's a bit spooky, but it's really good. Okay. forgot about the Playboy shoot. I forget that I did the Playboy shoot. I forget about it occasionally. But people always, like, inevitably every now and then people will send me essentially a "this you" sort of post of me, like, in less clothing eating pizza, and I'm like, that was me. Yeah. Yesterday Sam was like, if you could, like, not go back in time but reverse your body to, like, 10 years, would you do it? And I was like, I don't think that I would. I can see a lot of valid reasons, too, for plenty of people. I don't think that I would, though. Because I'm like, finally in a place where I'm really comfortable with my body. And it's not because I'm, like, particularly, like, thin or anything. You know, it's not like this idealized what I mean to say is, it's not like I have the idealized version of my body that I, like, thought about for so many years growing up. It's that I'm, like, I finally feel much more secure with, like, this is my shape and I'm happy with it. And I, you know, things that I used to hate about my body, I like about my body now. I don't think that I would want to go back. Also, my body went through some shit to build a person and pop that thing out. And those are some, like, internal battle scars. I don't want to get rid of that shit either. But, like, obviously there are plenty of people who have had, you know, medical things happen to their body, or, you know, this, that, and the other, where asked that question, of course they would go back 10 years. We were just, like, having a really long conversation about it. Like what would be the reasoning to go back and the reasoning not to. I did. I built a person. My body was a transformer and turned into a human-making factory over the course of 9 months. You know? Anyway. I just want my knees to stop aching. Yeah, for Sam. So Sam was like, so much of my body hurts all the time, right? For Sam. So he was like, if I could reverse my body back a while and then make different choices about how I treated it, I probably would do that. Yeah. Right? That was the other thing I said, Hat Cat. The Hat Cat said, I was stronger 10 years ago. I already get told that I look like a child, so I would like to go back 10 years. So, jumping off of that, my thing was, people already think that I'm way younger than I am. I don't really want to look even younger than this. I don't want to do that again. Yeah, I think taller people, not to generalize, but I think taller people tend to have, a lot of, like, back problems, neck problems, all kinds of things, right? Sam's in a position where I'm so much shorter than him and his entire life is going, right? Hey, honey? Yeah. What's the actual height difference between the two of you? I am 5 foot and he's 6'4". Put a ton of step stools all over the place. We now have, I have my step stool, and then we have a bunch of small step stools that are Clark's. So there's one, like, in the bathroom that's next to her room, and there's also one in the downstairs bathroom. And she's realized just recently that she can grab those and take them wherever she wants. So sometimes suddenly a light will be turning on and off and on and off and on and off and on and off. And I'm like, is that Clark? She's just like dragged her little stool over to a light switch and is just turning it on and off forever. She's figured out, yeah. She's a ghost. Is Clark gonna be super tall? There's no way to know. I've had like doctor friends confirm that a lot of that stuff is pediatricians being like, well, when I see like kids that are like this, in my experience, tend to be taller or tend to be short, but there's apparently no science to support any of that. There's no actual way of knowing if a kid is going to wind up tall or short. I was told I was going to be short and I'm 6'2". Yeah, my nieces. So, my brother-in-law is very tall, very, very tall, way taller than Sam. And he and my sister had their 2 girls, right? My sister is also not super tall, but she's much taller than me. And my first niece was told, oh, she's going to be tall for sure. And she's barely taller than I am. If you're watching, Brino, what up? She's like not that much taller than I am, right? And yeah, I just remember all of us being like, well, they said she's gonna be tall. Like, I bet she is gonna be tall. I mean, look at her family. Like, we'll probably be taller. No. I was in a stage version of Dracula, and our Dracula was 6'8". Amazing. Yeah, I remember, I know that this is not the same thing, but it's like adjacent. I remember I got into a really long argument with a person that had devolved into me being like, please Google it, please Google it, please Google it, please Google it. Where someone in my family was saying that there is literally no way for 2 people with blue eyes to have a baby with brown eyes. And I was like, there is, though. And they were like, no, there isn't. There's literally no way for that to happen. And it turned into me being like, please just Google this. please just Google it. Like, that can happen. It can happen. I promise. It was killing me. I was like, I don't even study this shit. And I know that can happen. Please. Wild. We have a bunch of Valentines. Let's read these off. Amor says, DOOGER and playing The Last of Us is the best Saturday ever. Thank you. Rosa says, Amma is a bigger nerd, but also a lovely friend. Very sweet. PG Wipeout says, for Artemis, the best little god. Aw. Anime Hero says, I'm sending my best to Dodger in chat on this lovely Saturday. Remember, do something awesome for yourselves this weekend. Be sure to get a ton of rest. Keep being amazing. You've all got this. Grace Me says, today's my boyfriend's birthday. I haven't been able to see him for 4 months because of lockdown. To stop myself from being sad, I'm redeeming this Valentine for my new boyfriend, Chat. Happy birthday to your boyfriend. And the lockdown has been really rough for people. I hope he's doing okay. And Blooky Bloop says, I saw I could redeem this, and I went, ooh, what should I say? Love hearts to everyone here and Dodger. Remember to look after yourselves. Thank you, Blooky. We're boyfriend now. We're boyfriend now. Aw, Chronicle says, I got everybody some chalky hearts. Enjoy. Are those like the little Valentine candies? Are those chalky hearts? I have not cut my hair yet, no. Not yet. Let's do a cheers. Got a bunch of you all here. Grab a drink. Let's do a cheers. Giniok, thank you very much for redeeming the cheers today. Happy Saturday, everybody. If you didn't know it was Saturday, Moeka, if you didn't know it was Saturday, or it might be Sunday where you are, happy Saturday. I'm delighted to have you all here. I hope we can all just chill and have nice conversation, have some time together. I think everybody needs that. As always, if you've got love to give, if you're having a great day, share it with everybody. If you're having a bad day and you could use some good vibes to soak up, feel free to do that as well. Let's have a good stream, guys. 3, 2, 1. Cheers. Boop. Calling out Moeka like that. I think I was in the middle of saying something, but I saw Moeka be like, wait, it's Saturday? And I was like, oh, such a mood. Such a mood. So many people are like, what day is it? Where am I? What's going on anymore? I've been in a good mood all day. That's great. I'm so glad. Clarky did not have a good morning. It was not. Clark is in the what Sam's brother calls the constantly whinging phase. Which is like anytime she needs something, she can't just be like, "Mommy, can I have this?" Right? Or "Mommy, can we do this?" It is she's fine, and then, "Can you open the door, please?" I'm like, why are you saying it like that? Why are you saying it like that? Can you just say it like, "Mommy, open the door, please"? Like, why is it like that? It is common. It is a normal toddler thing. It is obnoxious. It is just because they don't realize it, but it makes it even more difficult to understand them. Right? Which I keep trying to explain to her. Anytime she talks like that, I'm like, I can't understand you. Can you say it again, please? Even if I can understand her, if it's just like too much, like, can you say it again? Can you say it again? But that makes them mad, right? Then it's like, what do you mean? I'm being so clear. What do you mean? It is rough. I'm sure it's going to go on for a while, but on the days when she's already like didn't sleep well or, already in kind of a bad mood, it takes no time at all for it to turn into, this is the worst morning ever. I hate you. I hate being here. Where's Nanny? I'm running away to Nanny's house. She doesn't specifically say that, but sometimes when she gets mad at me, she'll go, "Let's go to Nanny's house." And I'm like, no, that's not the plan. That's not what we're doing. This too shall pass. I always think about, we've talked about this before, but like a lot of times, parents who have had a significant enough amount of time since some kind of a stage with their kid, when talking, so like say, for example, I have a 2-year-old now. When I'm talking to somebody with a newborn, sometimes they'll say things, and my initial reaction is, Clark never did that, when she absolutely did, right? Because our brains just start chucking that info, like, really fast. keep this in mind. Any of you with a newborn, you are going to have so many moments where you're like, this is amazing. I'll never forget this moment. I'll never forget these adorable sounds. I'll never forget what they look like right now. You will. You will. You absolutely will. I have thought that so many times. There's no way I could ever forget what this is like. You will, though. Your brain, just biologically, your brain chucks that shit, right? If you are the sort of person who wants to remember those things, keep a journal. I did not. I regret it. Anyways. So sometimes when I'm talking to somebody with a newborn and they say things, I'm like, oh, Clark never did that. When I double check with myself, I'm like, oh no, she did. And I think sometimes parents have this feeling of like, why does it feel like I'm on an island by myself? Right? How come when I go to try and get advice from other parents, it feels like there isn't all that much good advice for like this specific stage that I'm in? It's because we forget, and it's because these stages that feel like they're going to go on forever don't last forever. And suddenly you're having a day with your kid and you're like, oh, they stopped doing that. Oh, what a relief, right? It all just blurs together, and you don't really, like, a lot of the bad things you don't remember clearly on purpose, right? So when now that I've acknowledged that, when I'm in a stage like this with Clark, where it feels like overall everything is amazing and wonderful, but there's just like this thing that she keeps doing that's driving me crazy. And I think to myself, oh my God, what do I need to do to make sure that I'm not like encouraging this behavior? Like, what if this is the start of like some like really bad problems and I'm like solidifying them with how I'm behaving and how I'm acting and like all of these things that parents stress the fuck out about. More likely is that in a week, maybe I'll be like, oh, she hasn't been doing that anymore. Right? And for sure, there are going to be some things that are going to take way longer than that to be consistent with and have it not happen more and more. But a lot of this is all to say, any of you who are in a really bad stage with your kid right now, take heart, because hopefully, and more likely, it'll pass. And if you're doing your best to be a parent and help them out, you're probably going to have an amazing day, and halfway through the day be like, oh, they're not doing it. So, yeah. That being said, I am still mentally preparing for what if she turns 3 and is still going, Mommy, open the door, please. In which case, I'm going to have to be like, I need help. Who's got advice? I need help. This has gone on too long. I can't do this. Or at 16. Oh my God.
Welcome, you fine, cat-loving, coffee-drinking burrito babe.
We still say hello. That's true. Hello always makes me think of Octo, because every single time I hop on a call with him, he goes, hello. So even saying the word hello out loud just immediately makes me think of Octo. Right? I love him. He's great. What an unproblematic king, Octo. The older I get, the more I appreciate what a shitty teen I was. I mean, I think that's why, obviously not in every case, and there are awful parents out there, But I think that's why there's such a consistent storyline of like teens that had a bad relationship with their parents while they were like fully being a teenager, and then later on reconnecting and having like a really good relationship. I think probably it's because all of us look back on what we were like in middle school and high school and just our teen years and are like, what was I doing? But on the plus side, literally all of us, I think, literally all of us are like, what was going on with me? We were just teenagers. Our brains were going through a big development phase, and there was a lot of shit going on, and our hormones were all over the place. And, you know, I was a good teen too, but I had my own problems, right? Like, I think everybody, depending on, you know, their home life, their friend life, their school life, all of that sort of stuff, has different things as a teenager that feels really like overwhelming. Identity assembly is rough. That's a great way to put it. Identity assembly is rough. Oh, when I was in, was it 4th grade or 5th grade? I think it was 5th grade. Our teacher was, this was when I was in the like small backwoods school, right? Our teacher was one of my classmates' mom. So she was harped on all the time because our teacher was her mom. And even at that time, I was going, that sucks, dude. That really sucks. Oh, my nose. Itchy, itchy. Small backwoods schools. That's the best way to put it. Because, technically it was a private school, right? It wasn't a public school, so he did have to, like, pay for me to go there. But it was a backwoods school, right? It was a school with, like, a little over 100 people, K through 12. And that's why, fortunately, after middle school, I was like, I want to go to public school because I have no idea what kids my age are actually like. I'm like questioning all kinds of things about myself and have no pool whatsoever of like peers to interact with. Like like I need to leave. I need to get out of here. I've been in the same class with the same kids for years now. So I left. It was very small. It's too small. Too small. Because it was the school where either parents who wanted to protect their kids sent them, right? Like, I don't trust the main school system. I want my kids somewhere that's like smaller with more like focused education, blah, blah, blah. And that was more like my parents' thing. And the kids that got kicked out of public school. So, you know, it would be like a bunch of us just sitting around like, I don't do anything bad ever. And then going into the bathroom and seeing that there are a bunch of holes punched into the wall by one of the other kids, right? It was wild. It was a wild school. Growing up in a small town is a special experience, though. It's strange to talk to people from a city. I agree with that. I definitely grew up in a town where, like, when I go back, I run into people that I went to school with all the time. And like, I know enough people to know that the like really towny stuff of I, met so-and-so when we were like 12 and we got married right out of high school, and I've been cheating on him with this other guy that I met in high school. Right? Like that sort of, that's just like so contained and seems, I think, so weird to people who grew up in a city. Like, like that sort of stuff is what goes on in small towns when people don't ever really leave, is they're just kind of like trapped in this bubble. It's wild. So I get caught up on that occasionally by my friends who still like hang out there a lot. And every time I'm just like, I don't.
Welcome, you fine cat-loving, coffee-drinking burrito babe.
No, John, I was just saying, we were talking about how like small town communities just operate totally differently from city communities. It's fine if like, so a friend of mine moved to a part of Oregon. Do you remember when I went on that trip to Oregon and we all like camped out in the woods and did all of that sort of stuff, and I said that I was visiting my friend who has like helped take over a family farm out there. So when she moved to where this farm is, she said that it was really, really hard because it was, because the pool of people was so small, it was really difficult for her to find someone to like connect with. And like, yeah, on some level you can say, well, it's good for us to get outside of our bubble and give people a chance that maybe you don't think that you would connect with in the first place, blah, 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 blah. But like, she felt like there was literally no one in this town that was anything like her. And they made snap judgments about her a lot. So when she finally found somebody in this town where they had this like kind of connection moment, it was so exciting for her, right? So I understand looking at like a small town vibe and being like, it's so nice though, everybody, right? Everyone. People aren't just like faceless, just people. They're people that or that you see consistently. Like, that's probably nice. On some level it is. On another level, if you're trying to find someone who is like you, sometimes that's impossible. All of them are terrible. Yeah. Yup. Same can be said, small town moving to city, it's been rough to connect with people. Yeah. When I moved to Los Angeles, fortunately, I was moving there with Mike. So I had like a built-in friend, and I was moving there for work. So I had a job to immediately go to and meet people there. But But yeah, meeting anybody outside of that pool just didn't really happen. Literally everybody that I interacted with when I was in Los Angeles, I met because of something work adjacent. And, you know, some of them are my absolute best friends. That's how I met Jesse. It's how I met Octo. It's how I met Aaron Umatani. It's how I met Happily Aaron, you know, David. Like, all of these people have become so important in my life, but literally met them because of YouTube, because of work, you know? Yeah. So when, like, for example, Jeannie, who's another one of my best friends, who I also met through work, when Jeannie moved to San Francisco with her husband Isaac, Isaac needed to go there for work. Jeannie at the time didn't have a job, so she was like, okay, yeah, let's move to San Francisco. And it was really interesting listening to her experience of like trying to make friends, right? There are like apps out there for trying to make friends. You know, she would go somewhere a couple of times and be like, this person's really cool. Is it weird for me to be like, hey, thanks for the coffee. Do you want to hang out sometime? Right? Like, I think that sort of stuff after a certain age becomes more difficult. There's less like built-in ways to just meet people other than work, right? So yeah, I think it's hard for everybody. We met because of Miana, who you also worked with. You were one of the only friends I made organically. Oh, John, I wish we had gotten to hang out more. We lived so close to each other. That's what's wild. You also live in Redacted City? Yeah, I guess more the point is sometimes I'm calling out my own group of people right now. Sometimes when you meet everybody through the same means, YouTube, streaming, whatever, in my situation, that is what you wind up talking about a lot. And if you are craving somebody who can bring new perspective, new topics, interest in other things, sometimes that's hard to find, you know? So like me, when I first moved here and I was like, oh, my mother-in-law said that there's like a really, there's like a group of alternative girls who all get together and do a book club. And I was like, that sounds super fun. I would love to do that. Because it would just be different. It would be a completely different pool of people from a new place that I've moved to, right? Like there are variables there that would potentially add to my life. Did you join the book club? No, because we went into lockdown. I'm not claiming to be an alternative girl, no. I'm just saying. You're wearing a flannel shirt with a skull on your tee. This just feels Oregonian, though. Like the alt style. I don't think that I fit that. occasionally androgynous, grungy person. The skull has a keyhole, though? What does that mean? To unlock my heart. And to unlock my mind. Everything in Oregon feels alt to people in Georgia. They gotta be doing some kind of VoIP book club. We just need to get in. I'm like, hey, I know that you've never met me and I wasn't involved in your shit, but I'm looking for buds. Any advice on moving into your first apartment? Oh gosh. Any advice on moving into a first apartment? Are you moving for school? Are you just moving? Just like get out to just like do your thing? It's for work. Amazing. Start looking at apps that are reselling apps. Just start looking at that stuff now. Figure out which ones you like and have a good pool to pick from. A lot of people are going to be giving away or selling for cheap super good, lightly used stuff that you can put in a new place. When I got my first place by myself, it was almost entirely like charity shop stuff, hand-me-downs, things that I bought off of people in town, off of Craigslist. Like, I think that there's a bad rap for using and buying secondhand things. Like, oh, but it's dirty. You can find really, really cool stuff. And if you're crafty at all, you can also make it yours and do fun stuff with it. So I'd say don't be scared to look into all of that kind of stuff. And yeah, there's lots of to that point. There's lots of resources on YouTube of people who are like, here's how to really, really cheap, make a rental feel more like it's home for you, and options for things that you can put up and take down when you move, and it's not a hassle. And don't draw on the wall in Sharpie like I did. Don't decide, what would be so cool is if I wrote all over this wall in Sharpie all of my favorite lyrics to songs that I'm currently listening to. That would be super cool. Here's the thing. It was super cool. And then when I moved out, I had to fucking paint over it. And goddamn, it takes like 8 coats to cover up Sharpie. So, don't do that. So annoyed. I was so annoyed when I was moving out. My mom came out to try and help me like move out, right? And she was like, honey, you still have not even tried to cover up everything on the walls. And I was like, I know, but like, I'm just gonna paint over it real fast. It'll be fine. It took forever. And you could, to be honest, when I left, you could still see it a little bit. And I was like, I give up. I'm done. If they were good lyrics, maybe they were appreciated. Maybe. Rubbing alcohol removes Sharpie. It can also remove paint. That was the first thing I tried, and it also did not look good. This girl is a lyrical genius. The thing that I'm really sad that I don't still have is from one of the plays that we did, I had a cardboard, like, front of a car. I know this sounds weird, but, like, in the play, people were, like, holding this cardboard car front and, like, pretending to be in the car, right, as part of, like, a weird part. I think this was in Bob Rauschenberg. I can't remember. But, I was like, can I take that home? And they were like, sure. So I took this car. It was huge. This, like, huge cardboard car thing home, and I put it up on my wall, and it was on my wall for a very long time. And I don't know what happened to it. I think at a certain point I was like, I'm just going to get rid of this. But it's one of those things that I look back on and I'm like, oh, that was so cool, though. I'm kind of sad that I don't have that anymore. I could make it myself. I could remake that thing. It was literally white with, like, a black car outline and kind of basic car details on the front. I could do that if I really cared to. It wouldn't be the same, though. It wouldn't have the the vibe, right? That could be the next study hall. No, I know what I want to do for next study hall. Y'all ready? I have all these plants now, right? So many plants. And I've named nearly all of them. Not all of them have names. I'll admit that. But come on, honey. Do you see me? There we go. I want to make little clay stakes to put in with the names on them. So get clay that we can pop into the oven and then carve out the names of all of the different plants and put them in there. I think that would be really cute. So for, like, you know, for the Greek basil that I've named Aaron, it could say Aaron and then in tiny letters say Greek basil, right? So it can say both. I think that would be really cute. Yeah, and Clark can help if she wants. I think it would be fun. I'm scared to name plants. Ours keep dying. That's fair. Honestly, the Greek basil specifically is not doing very well currently, and I think it's because the box that I planted both basil plants in, when we had that downpour of rain, it turned out that it was directly under our drain. This fucking thing. And I looked outside and water was just dumping on top of it. And I was like, oh no. And I, like, went out there and pushed it, but, like, it was absolutely dumped on with rain. And it has not recovered since then. It has not done very well. I've just left it alone. Clark always tries to water it, and I'm like, honey, no. It's still, to this day, has plenty of water. We don't need to keep watering it. It's gonna die. The other plant that died was, well, the only plant so far that has died is the genie plant, which I'm very sad about. So Jeannie was like, you just need to get another plant and name it Genie 2.0. Like, yeah, that's a good idea.
Welcome, you.
I'm going to walk around my street, point at the gutter and say, this fucking thing.
Baby.
You know that. What was the genie plant? I don't know. The genie plant was the mystery plant. Do you remember when I went and got starters from that lady, and she was like, here, have these plants as well. One of those, so two of them are peppers, and they are beautiful. Two of them are peppers and they're flourishing. Two of them were tomato plants, and then one of them was like, I think she said it was also a pepper plant, but no idea. It looked completely different. The leaves were like dark purple, and I was like, okay, well, I'll do my best. It was the only one that would not grow, no matter what I did. And I was like, I can't tell if it's gonna die or not. And one day I find, because it literally hadn't done anything, and I want to say 2 weeks. So I finally just tugged on it a little bit, and it just went, and there was no root system whatsoever. It had just sat there dead forever. So I was like, I'm sorry, Jeannie, your plant died. Hi, Siren. Dark purple pepper plant. Yeah, I don't know. I thought it was a pepper plant, but I honestly didn't know. So I was like, Jeannie, the mystery plant. And then it died. It was very sad. Everything else is doing great, though. So, very happy with that. My mom has been making kale chips, like, every day. And she was like, this is how I make them. They're incredible. I literally make them, and then I can't stop eating them. And I eat all of them the second that they're done. I can't control myself. They're delicious. So now I'm like, well, maybe I'll grow some kale. I don't use kale all that often. Maybe I'll grow some kale. Fuck it. How does she make them? It was... Hold on. What did she say? Maple syrup was part of it. She made it sound like she just kind of eyeballs it. It was... Okay. Olive oil, maple syrup, and sea salt. So 1 tablespoon olive oil, 2 tablespoons maple syrup, 1 teaspoon sea salt. Mix it all up with kale. Cook for 10 minutes at 350 Fahrenheit. They are crack, she said. Remove the stems, tear the leaves into pieces, put on parchment paper. Make sure your kale is dry. And then drizzle with everything and mix well. So there you go. I haven't tried it yet. I have like a little bit of kale that I used in I'm one of those people that when making dinner I'm like, well, I could throw some of this in there too, right? I just make a lot of like, I'm gonna put a bunch of shit all together and it's dinner sort of people. I can't remember what we originally bought the kale for, but I wound up using a bunch of it in a spaghetti sauce. I know, don't ask. It was delicious, so I don't care. But we had a little bit left over and I was like, oh, maybe I'll do that. But all of the pieces are like this big that's left. I was like, never mind. Which is why me making a salad. Oh yeah, salads.
Welcome,
put anything in there.
Fine,
anything.
Loving, coffee drinking burrito babe.
I just returned from my run. All this food talk is getting me hungry for things I can't have. I basically made Clarky a cheesy roll-up for lunch. If any parents out there want to feel better about themselves. She was so mad. She was so mad about literally everything. And I was like, do you want a tortilla? And she goes, yes. So I just grabbed a tortilla and put a bunch of cheese on it and then rolled it up and threw it in the microwave. And she loved it. A cheesy roll-up is a thing at Taco Bell that you can get that's literally a tortilla with cheese on it rolled up. Just rolled into a tube. They're nice for little kids because then you can just like chop it up into bits like this big and they can just hold on to it. So... We stand Taco Bell potato tacos. Yo, I have a recipe bookmarked somewhere that is the spicy potato tacos from Taco Bell and how to make them at home because I was like, I want that shit. But again, Sam's not supposed to have spicy food. Shout out to John, Dr. John in chat, because he was like, yo, I'm going to a store that has tons of boxed curry. Do you want some? And I was like, oh my God, yes. And he sent us so much boxed curry. I was so happy. And then Sam was like, all right, we should make some. And I was struck with this feeling of, oh no, you can't have this right now. And he was like, oh, I can. So we made some Japanese curry, and Sam made a bunch of it. And the whole time I was going, I hope he's going to be okay. I hope he's going to be okay. You had me buy you all hot. I know, because I was so excited, and you were like, what level of spice? And I was like, we always ate the hot. And that's all I was so excited. I was like, we always ate the hot. The hot's the best one. Get all hot. What have you done? I know. I felt so bad. Why can't he have spicy? Earlier this year, he had an intestinal infection that is still like bothering him. And spicy food does not sit very well with him, but he loves spicy food, so he keeps just buying spicy things for himself and eating them anyway, and then being like, oh, my tummy. I've killed my friend. I'm sorry, John. No, don't worry. I didn't throw you under the bus. I admitted that it was totally my fault. Like lactose intolerant people with cheese. That's what Sam compares it to consistently. He's like, you eat cheese and you're not supposed to eat cheese. And I'm like, yeah, a little bit of cheese. I literally don't notice a difference. You have one jalapeno popper and the rest of the night you're like, my body, it's different. Your room looks bland. It is bland. That's all I got in here. I don't know how to make it cooler. I'll make an attempt at some point. Could use a weed flag. Agreed. Couldn't it, though? Write lyrics on the wall. Ugh. My kid just pooped. I gotta go. Been there. Well, here's the thing. If we did wind up being able to buy this place, I think both Sam and I want to just rip this shit out. There's no point in trying to do anything in these rooms if we're gonna rip up all the carpet, put down soundproofing, put the carpet back, take out all of the built-ins, right? If that's like the plan, then there's no point in trying to do anything cool with this room right now. Yeah, and Puster, I'm glad that you like it. I thought you dyed your hair pink. No, it's just the hat I made. It's just my hat. Yeah, the yodeling pickle is still somewhere. I'm not sure. There are a couple of boxes in Sam's room that still haven't been unpacked. Yeah, I made it when I was stuck in Oregon trying to get my visa stuff sorted. I made this hat for me, and I made one for Clark. The Clark one has since broken. And I was like, I need to fix this, and I haven't fixed it yet. How are the Jessie and Crendor tomato plants doing? They're doing great. They're actually doing fantastic, yeah. The Jessie plant is huge and has a couple of tomatoes growing. The Crendor plant is tiny and has a ton of tomatoes growing. So, you know, it's all... Each plant decided to put their energy into different things. What can you do? But both of them are starting to lean a little bit. Tomato plants get very heavy. So most of the time... people put caging on them to like kind of contain them and help them grow up and like produce all of their tomatoes, right? So I'm feeling like I need to get some light caging to put around them to help support them. Yeah, they're different, you know, different tomato plants with different tomato talents. It's true. They're great. My 2 pepper plants have lots of little baby peppers that they're trying to push out. So we'll see what the fuck those are, because I have no idea. Again, no clue. No clue what these peppers are. No idea. So we'll just find out, I guess. Yeah. Chive plant is huge. Parsley plant is huge. The coriander's starting to take root and get big. So fresh grilled tomatoes, though. Fresh tomatoes in general. If you don't overwater them, that's the thing. I'm just desperately trying not to overwater them, and we keep getting like flash storms here where it's so hot, and then it just pours buckets of rain. But yes, exactly. I have many elements needed to make really good salsa at home. Just need everything to start growing. It hailed here a few weeks back and it was 90 degrees. I thought I was dreaming. Yeah, hot rain is my least favorite. I will never forget the first time I was in the South and it was so hot and it started raining. And I was like, oh, it's raining. And I went outside to stand in the rain and it was hot rain. Horrified. It's like, why would anyone live here? Unreal. Like, shouldn't rain be cleansing and cooling and nice? Hot rain? No. Hot rain sounds unnatural. It's not fun. I don't like it. I drank all my coffee already. It's earlier than it normally would be when I would take a break, but I really want more coffee. So I might have us go for a break real quick and then we can come back and chat some more and maybe do a puzzle and that kind of stuff for the latter half of the stream today. Yeah, we good with that? Sick. There's almost 2,000 of you here today. What's up? Thank you very much. If you've never been here before, I hope you are enjoying yourself and behaving. I've seen a couple of you come in here acting real rowdy. Be kind to each other. Enjoy the stream. Have fun. I will be back in just a minute. So grab some water or pee or take your pills or stretch, posture check, do all those things. I'll see you in just a minute. And we're going to play some more Super Monkey Ball music because it's good. Wow. Were any of you guys like super into Mystic Messenger when it came out? I never was. To this day, people still mention Mystic Messenger. I remember there was I can't remember what the game was. There was a game that was getting a sequel, and I accidentally said, that Mystic Messenger was getting a sequel, and people absolutely lost their minds. And I was like, oh, fuck. It's actually not the case. I was obsessed. I lost sleep over that game. I did download it. I played it for a hot minute, but like the gameplay loop of wait around for someone to text you. I was like, I can't do it. I think that it did a lot of really interesting stuff for like mobile based gameplay though. I think a lot of games have looked at Mystic Messenger and been like, oh, a game that takes place entirely inside of like a gamified text messenger app is interesting. And it is interesting. But like the messages and calls, just like sitting around waiting for them or not going to bed because you know that it's going to happen at like 4 a.m. I don't... that shit, no thank you. Yeah, that was my thing too, is I was like, well, I'm not gonna pay money to get this text message now. So I guess I'm SOL here. Staying up to 5 or 3 a.m. to get a call from my boo, don't mind me. Could you pay to just have the whole game? No. No. If I recall correctly, it was classic mobile game action where you had like a currency inside of the game that you used to like skip time. Right? And so you could buy like packs of time skips, correct? If I recall correctly, this was years ago. Wild. I love Charitz's stuff, so I bought the collector's edition, which had all the hourglasses you needed to play the whole game in your own time. What? Interesting. Oh, that was the other thing. Yeah. If like a call happened and you were asleep and you missed it, or if a text conversation happened but you missed it because you were, living for real's life, you could pay to still have it happen. That's right. I forgot about that. So just don't sleep. Don't sleep. I know just what you're thinking. Yeah, okay, so there was an anime that came out, a short form anime. And the idea of it was like you play generic classmate, right? And this anime was so weird to watch. It was so weird. And I could not... I want to say like 3 or 4 episodes for a first impressions. But it was literally first person, like hot boy at school or hot coworker or whatever, interacting with you, right? So like people on TikTok do this now as well. But like imagine an anime version. Is like, the scenario here is you are secretary and this hot boy who's about to start talking to you is your boss, right? It's like that kind of a setup. And then the whole interaction would be anime man talking to you, the other character. It was weird. It was just not like, I don't think that the idea is weird. I think the idea is sound in terms of like an entertainment form. It's weird for me imagining somebody, because someone said the phone calls were always weird because I would always imagine the person like recording the calls by themselves and how like strange that would be. And like, that's what I was imagining as well, as these voice actors being like, okay, so you are a dude talking to, it's like, oh my God, it's like, but not, it's similar to, it is in the same vein of, it is on the family tree of people writing fanfic where the other character is the reader. Some people really love that shit. I cannot. I can't do it. I can't do it. I love those. See? Some people love them. I can't do them. Where it's like, this fic is an interaction between Bakugo and the reader. I'm like, no, I can't do it. I can't do it. I do think that they require a bit more ingenuity to write well. I will acknowledge that. The ones that are written well, but the concept of like me reading a fanfic that someone else has made to help me with my own self-insert is difficult for me mentally to be down with. Does that make sense? I love them. I insert my OC. I love it. That's so cute. I love it. Good reader fics are very good, and bad reader fics are awful. It's, yeah. But like, this is just how it is with like fanfic and fan art in general, right? Is like, you could have a conversation for an hour with another person who reads a lot of fanfic being like, these are the types of fic that I love and these are the types that I fucking hate. And you might find that for the other person it's the opposite, right? Because we're all just looking for something different, you know? It's like, was it Javi Draws who was like, hey, any of my readers who, or any of my followers who read fanfic, do you like alternate universe stuff or not? And the conversation was really interesting in there as well, because for some people, they were like, I love alternate universe because it takes characters that I already love and puts them in a totally different situation, right? Whereas I don't typically like alternate universe stuff because the sort of fanfic that I'm going to enjoy builds on the world that's already established, right? Or like does like more of a deep dive character study into somebody who already has what has been outlined in the original. So yeah, it's not that I look at somebody who's like, I only read high school AUs and I'm like, that's garbage. It's more that I totally understand why you love that. I don't. Right? Fanfic is a choose your own adventure, you know? And there's so much variety, unless you're in like a really, really small fandom. And then you're like, I'm going to go see what the fanfic is like for this. And there's 10 of them. You're like, okay, never mind. Cheers, everybody. the oh shit, I have to write this myself if I want it. Yes. Which is not me because I'm not a writer, but I know Aaron has done that for sure. Has been like, this is the fic that I want, so I'm gonna write it. I've daydreamed about committing myself to art again enough that if there's like art that I think would be really cool but no one's done it, I would be able to produce it. But I have an up and down relationship with art, unfortunately. Hades fanfic when? There is a ton of Hades fanfic already. Just throwing that out there. A decent amount of fan art as well, but there's like a decent amount of fanfic. There's an interesting one. It is not safe for work in some parts, but there's an interesting one about the it's one between Zagreus and Thanatos, but more to the point, it like explores the idea of if he's wearing the keepsakes that he got from the gods, does it affect his personality? So like when wearing the Ares blood keepsake, does it cause him to have like kind of extreme bloodlust over time? And I thought that from like, again, because I love like character study stuff, from like a character study point of view, I thought that that fic was really interesting, and kind of affected the way that I look at the keepsakes in that game. Like, does he wind up getting sort of personally affected by having an item that belonged to a god of something so specific? Yeah, it's really cool, and it's mostly told from the perspective of Thanatos, who obviously contextually inside of the game follows him around, right, and like helps him when he can. So in the context of the fanfic, it's Thanatos like observing how these different keepsakes like completely are ruining his life in some ways, and questioning whether or not it's worth it. It's cool. It was like a really cool idea. I don't remember the title of it, but I think it's one of the higher rated ones if you went to look. Not more fanfics I can't get into anymore. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Ignore it for now. It's fine. The game isn't even out. The game isn't even out yet. When the game actually comes out, maybe, you know, who knows? Oh God. I used fanfiction.net when I was younger. I really hate the UI now. I think that there are just better options. I think AO3 has like a much better UI, although neither of them are perfect. The archive of our own like setup changes depending on how you're looking at the tags, which I think is so stupid. Like the way that you search for stuff inside of archive of our own will like completely change depending on whether you've clicked on a tag or searched for a tag, or like, I just hate it. I hate that. I think overall archive of our own is really good. But I think, I don't know. I think somebody could still like swoop in there and be like, hey, I made something better. Is there going to be a study hall stream tomorrow? I'm obsessed with making polymer clay stuff at the moment. I was just saying I want to do another study hall stream and make like label stakes for all my plants outside. I don't have any clay though. I wonder if there's somewhere I could buy clay. I doubt there's any at the grocery store. What are study hall streams? I've never been to one. The idea is that we pick some kind of a project, one that doesn't have anything to do with gaming. Well, not anything to do. It's not playing a video game is the idea. And then I work on that. So it's typically some kind of a craft project. I work on a craft project of some kind. And then the idea of it being study hall is that if anybody has anything that they've wanted to work on that they keep putting off or that they need to work on, we can all do it as a group. And it's fun because people will be like, yeah, I've been meaning to do this thing and I'm finally doing it, right? So it's just kind of a fun, like, all of us come together. We're not all working on the same thing. We're just all working on whatever we want to work on. And we hang out and listen to music and chat. And yeah, when I do them, I've been doing them on Sunday nights. So if we're going to do one, it'll be tomorrow night, my time. Sam has D&D tomorrow, so he'll need the cam probably. That's fair. What? I'm learning how to sew a 15th century garment called a pourpoint. What the fuck is a pourpoint? Oh. Wait, it's like the fluffy tunics that people would wear? They were worn under armor. Interesting. Hi, Private Penguin. How are you? I'm new to your stream. What's up? Welcome. Smomowery. Smomowery? I'm so sorry. The second I tried to say your name, I realized I wasn't totally sure how to say it. And now I've just absolutely destroyed it. Yeah, I've wanted to do that. I definitely want to do cooking streams again, but currently we can't get any signal for internet in the kitchen, and we haven't fixed that problem yet. So if we can fix that problem, that's one thing. But as of right now, we don't have an Ethernet cord long enough, and we have no Wi-Fi in the kitchen, so we would have to fix that. So cooking streams would be super fun. I did make my hat. Yeah. It was a super easy pattern where basically you just crocheted a square and then the top part of the square you just cinched. That's literally what it was. Home plugs? Cures weak Wi-Fi. Amazing. Okay. Yeah, I'll try these. A couple's cooking stream. Sam doesn't really enjoy cooking is the problem. I think, and I've said this before, I think that Sam would probably really enjoy like working with dough. I think he would excel at that, at like just the process of like kneading dough and all of that. I think he would probably love that. But the kitchen feels very alien to him. He makes dinners, but you know, they're very like basic things. I think like going outside of his comfort zone to try something totally different, like making dough, feels really inaccessible for him. Yeah, maybe we make the dough together and then I'm like, here you go. Chat can watch you knead for like 20 minutes. There's your workout. Yeah, Arnar, I feel that. I definitely cook more when it's not just me. I didn't cook as much when I was by myself. Um, but I definitely have like a strong caretaker personality. A strong like hearth and home personality when it comes to my family. So, um, yeah, I love like making things for Clark. I love making things for Sam. And in turn making things for myself. I love like having the opportunity to make food for Sam's parents when they're like bogged down with work, you know. But when I was living by myself, when I was living by myself, it was like, all right, what flavor top ramen we doing today? The thing I saw the other day was somebody made fried rice with packaged ramen. So they like they broke up the ramen in the bag and then added the spice mix and everything and then put a little bit of water in there and let it like kind of like steep for a minute and then added it and like a couple of eggs and scallions to a pan and like sauteed it up for a while and then added pre-cooked rice or like rice that they had cooked before. And I was like, holy shit, I wonder what that's like. I should make that. So I'm probably going to do that because it sounds really good to me. Oh my God. Guys, if you have advice for getting more signal in the house, putting it in chat, I won't remember it, but you can always, like, whisper me on Twitch if you want to. I made wings with sour cream and onions. Interesting. Yeah, I think people are just like getting really creative with whatever they've got in their pantries right now. I can appreciate that. Do you also intentionally look at bright lights to provoke a sneeze? Oh yeah, but apparently that doesn't work for everybody. Apparently that's like a specific thing that some people do where the light helps them sneeze. I'm learning how much of a treasure hunt it is to find food on Amazon for a non-inflated price. Yeah, it's still very hard to get delivered groceries here. So we've gotten very used to just going to the store. Fortunately, finally, people around here are starting to wear masks. I'm not going to say anything shitty like, it's a little late, but like, I don't know why it took so long for people to start wearing masks out here. Quarantine Kitchen with Alton Brown has been a fun show. I didn't know that was a thing, but I do love Alton Brown. It's the opposite here. Everyone is suddenly just not. Is that in California? No, in California it's still mandatory, I think. Hi, Minori Rogue. How are you? At first, when I see you cry, it makes me smile. Oh, it makes me smile. YouTube Alton Brown has a different energy than Good Eats Alton Brown. Like, less wild, or... Clark goes, stop. She did. I did not make up that story. She did grab a little wooden stop sign from her train set and hand it to me while I was singing and say, "Mummy, stop singing." And it hurt. It hurt deep down. She like, so when she was really mad earlier, she was sitting and just kind of like, just yelling about everything. And it turned into her being like, "I want a biscuit." And I was like, "No, you're not having a biscuit." And then just getting worse, right? And I started singing. And she goes, "I don't want a song. I don't want a song." And then, like, after a couple of seconds, she joined in and started singing with me. "I don't want a song. I'm mad at you. I don't want a song." Sweetheart. I was telling my friend that, like, it was Amma. Amma and I were talking about our kids. I was telling Amma that, like, sometimes when she's really mad, I'll be like, "Can I hold your hand?" And if she says no, I know she's still mad. But if she goes, "Okay," and holds my hand, I know that she's, like, she's cooling off. So sometimes we'll just be on the couch just holding hands for a really long time while she's just like, "I'm mad, but not so mad that I don't like holding your hand anymore." I got a work email and I needed to respond to it, and so I, like, slowly pulled my hand away, and she looked at me, she goes, "Mommy, what are you doing?" It's very cute. Like, you asked to hold hands in the first place. The fuck you think you're going? She is very cute. She's fully in the make-believe, and I love it. It's so fun, because I remember being fully in make-believe. And so to have a kid that's like, that just picks up all of her toys and gives them voices and has them talk to each other, and like anything that I like, she's a perfect yes-ander, right? I can be like, Mummy Pig can fly now, and she's like, yes, of course she can. Yes, Mummy Pig is a plane. Of course she is. Why wouldn't she be? Like, I love that. It's so fun. We were my mom asked if she could have a phone call with us, and almost the entire time that we were on the phone call, Clark was just in the background going, and my mom was like, oh. And, you know, as her parent, I can hear her and be like, oh, I know what she's talking about. But, like, she's already... I mean, when she's just talking clearly and intentionally, I think most people can understand her. But when she's got a Mummy Pig doll and is going, Mom, I think most people probably are going to hear that and go, I don't... It is. It's very fun. It's very fun. Does she watch Peppa? She does. Not as often as she used to. She used to be like obsessed with Peppa Pig. It would be like constant educational cartoons, and then there was Peppa, right? And Sam and I just accepted, like, she loves Peppa. It doesn't teach her anything, but she loves it, so it's fine. And at this point now, occasionally she'll ask for Peppa, but it's not like super often. I think, like, Sam and I do ask ourselves sometimes when she's watching something, we will ask ourselves, like, what is she learning from this? Is she learning anything? Is there anything of substance in this show? And I think some shows definitely are just like, this is an imagination show, right? This is a show that encourages just like believing in your own mind to come up with really cool stuff. I feel like Dougie is one of those shows. It does teach you some stuff. There are some episodes that are like, this episode's about shapes. This episode's about colors, right? But the format of every episode of Dougie is, we're going to start from a place that makes sense, and by the end, it's going to be wild. Right? So it can be, this is an episode about, for example, there's an episode about scarecrows, right? Where Dougie has a field of corn, and the corn is growing, but the crows won't leave it alone. And so the kids are like, oh, we've learned what a scarecrow is now. We'll make a scarecrow, right? That's the like beginning concept of the episode. So they go off to make a scarecrow, and they come back with a huge, like, house-sized robot that they've made. They're like, we made a scarecrow, right? It's not a scarecrow. It's a robot. And it just, like, it ramps. Every episode ramps to, like, a wild place. But I think it does it in a way where it's just like, you accept that these are a bunch of kids who are all very different, that are playing to the fullest, right? And that kind of winds up being the takeaway, is like, you can make anything fun. I didn't get to that arc yet. It's one of the first episodes, chat. Don't give me that. But yeah, so, like, you know, I'm totally fine with some episodes just being like, the world is incredible. There's so much to learn about it. And, you know, we can make anything fun. I'm cool with that being the message. I'm also totally cool with the shows that are literally, here are all the shapes. Here's a fun song about shapes. Clark remembers so many things because she's seen videos with songs attached. And it's like, I know what this is because I know the song. And I can identify things based on the song with the visuals included, right? So, love that stuff. There are definitely shows like Paw Patrol where she thinks it's super fun because she loves cars and she loves animals. And so she wants to watch that. And Sam and I are like, there is literally nothing of substance coming out of this show. Right? Like, there's nothing. She's not learning anything. She's not learning anything from this show whatsoever. Oh, I know. I was pulled into I went to a dinner with the people that make the Barbie vlogging show. I was part of a dinner that was actually really fun. I was part of a dinner that was like a consultation dinner, basically, with with a bunch of people who were just like Barbie aficionados, so people who were obsessed with Barbie, the people who were making the Barbie vlogging show, and then it was like me, and I was brought on as I'm a person who did a daily vlogging show for a really long time. And the whole conversation was like, if we want this Barbie vlogging show, come on. Come on. Come on. What's happening? What's going on? You goofball. There we go. Yeah, the whole idea of it was, what are things that would be important for Barbie to talk about, regardless of whether or not like an old Barbie fan would feel like it would be on brand for Barbie, right? Is like, if we want Barbie, this like vlogging version of Barbie, to be talking to kids that like Barbie, what sort of messages should she be giving them? Right? What are like empowering things for a young Barbie to talk about? And it was actually really cool. It was really interesting to be part of that. Like, what are the things that you associate Barbie with mentally? And can we create a product that helps people sort of discard the more, what am I trying to say? The more like face value stuff, right? Like the obsession with like looks and fashion and things. Not that there's anything wrong with loving fashion, but how do we make a Barbie vlogging show more about like teaching kids to value themselves? And that was like the whole idea. Hi, Classy. How are you? Yeah, a lot of the Barbie vlogs are actually really cool. I've seen a couple of them go viral and get put around, and it's cool. There's a really popular one that was entirely about like, do you ever feel like you say sorry even if it wasn't your fault? Like that kind of an idea. Yeah, I think they did a really good job with it in the end. So yeah, fun facts. I was part of a brief consultation group about how to make Barbie more accessible and valuable to a young mind. It was interesting. It was super cool. I'm sweaty. I'm taking this off. There we go. What happened to your brows? I cut them. It makes me smile. Oh, it makes me smile. Flex those biceps. Dude, all of this discourse about, like, can women be muscular or not? Like, all of that dumb shit makes me wish so badly that I was more muscular. The muscle tone that I do have in my arms is from carrying around a toddler, and I'm happy with that. But, like, you all know that there's a big part of me that wishes that I was a bit buffer. I wish. My mother used to be into bodybuilding. That's so cool. I've always really wanted to do more, like, climbing. Climbing feels like a very natural way to wind up working on your arms a lot. Because I'm like, you know how it's just different if you're running for a reason versus you're just running? Like, even though I was bad at it, I enjoyed playing soccer or football for a very long time. I thought that it was really fun. Again, I was bad at it, but I wound up running around a lot because it was part of the game. But if I'm like, I'm going to run from here to wherever, it takes maybe 30 seconds for me to be like, my heart hurts, right? I feel that way about lifting, that I think I would probably be able to enjoy working on my arms more if I was engaged in an activity that was really fun, that naturally worked on my arms. Objective-based workouts. Or like cardio, right? Just doing cardio is typically not fun. Dancing is very fun. Those sorts of, like, comparisons for me. We are professional streamers. Yeah, we both stream almost every day. Dance cardio is the only cardio I do in lockdown. I did martial arts for a while. So did Sam. Sam did it for longer than I did, I think, but we both did it as kids. And I'm still very sad that I didn't continue with it. And I know that there's a lot of effort to make adults feel less weird about getting into martial arts later in life, or like doing something like that as an adult. But I do still, for some reason, I do still feel weird about the idea of, like, getting into something again now. You're also way more likely to hurt yourself as an adult. That's also true. yoga is for old people. I do enjoy yoga. It doesn't really address the same mental things, I don't think. The like empowerment aspect of learning martial arts is not there with yoga. I've said that before too, Trevor. Yeah. Is that it could be fun if, like, when Clark's a little bit older, if we both got into it at the same time. Yeah, Beat Saber is rough, dude. It's so fun. Which martial arts would you take? I don't know. I know that there are some that, at least when you like look it up, there are some forms of martial arts that are like, this is really good for small people, right? Like this is about using the other person's weight or power against them, like redirecting, like that kind of stuff. But like mentally, like what would I want to be able to do? Grapples. I would love to be able to do like like holds and grapples and shit. That looks so fun to me. Judo is both of those. Rock climbing center could be fun for the whole fam. So Sam's best friend, any of you who have seen the wedding pictures with the guy in the tank top, people are always like, who's that ripped dude in the tank top? That's Sam's best friend, who's a Royal Marine. And he is super into bouldering and rock climbing. And he keeps being like, I really want my kid. We both have little girls. And so he keeps being like, I really want my daughter to get into rock climbing. So we keep being like, oh man, we could just like, just get both of them into rock climbing. That would be perfect. Jiu-jitsu is really good for kids because there's no hitting. Interesting. Is BJJ Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu? I keep seeing people put BJJ in chat. I'm like, okay. Gotcha. Hi, Winterwolf. How are you? Jiu-jitsu is mainly takedowns and tripping. Interesting. Interesting. Thank you, guys. I've learned so much just in the last couple of minutes. Yeah, I mean, Clark is 2, so it's not like she would be rock climbing now. She still bumps into walls. Like, I don't think that's really like on the docket yet. I'm trying to find a pic of the tank top guy and I can't, but your dress was super pretty. Thank you. A friend's wife made it. And I still have it. And I keep trying to figure out what to do with it. I think it would be fun to like turn it into something else that I could use, but I don't know what to do with it. Specifically the hooded veil. I don't know what to do with that. You guys know, I try to be honest with myself about like, why am I keeping this? Can I use it for something? Am I keeping it for like as a keepsake? And if so, should I put it somewhere? Like what should I do with this? But a dress, like specifically a wedding dress, and my dress wasn't even the biggest wedding dress that there is, right? There was no train or anything. But like, what do you do with a wedding dress? What do you do with it? I don't know. Does it feel like kids grow up fast? It feels simultaneously like I just gave birth to Clark yesterday, and also that Clark has been in our lives forever. I cannot even remember what my life was like before I had her, in positive and negative ways. In like she's just so wonderful, you know, in that kind of way, but also in a, what the fuck was I doing with my time before I had Clark kind of way, right? Like, I look back on me before I had a kid, and I'm like, I had so much time. I had so much fucking time. What was I doing? Like, why didn't I get more done? What the fuck? I feel called out. It's just weird. It's one of those, like, you don't realize what you had. I think that not about being in high school. I don't want to go back to high school. But at the time, I had way less to worry about. And yet it felt like I was worried about everything. You know? And I now think that about me before Clark. It's like I was constantly feeling stressed out about shit and feeling like I had no time. And now I have no time. So it's interesting. It's you just constantly like adjust what your new normal is. And you look back and are like, wow, my life was so different. My life was so different. I would love to redo high school if I got to keep my confidence from now. I don't think I would be a better student. I don't regret. I mean, like, I think that I was a little shit. I think most people in high school are little shits in one way or another. Either to other people or to themselves, right? I lied to my parents a lot. I never spent time with any friends. I didn't commit myself in ways that I wish I had committed myself more. And I spent way too much time on like really bad friendships that I wish I could go back and be like, just fucking stop talking to her. Right. So like, it's more like I would love to go back and be like, hey, hey, stop doing all this shit. But I wouldn't want to like go back and be in that situation again. It's the thing that I think about the most, where I'm like, I wish that I had applied myself more, is school. But I think I've accepted that just the way that high school worked did not work for me. And that's okay. That's fine. Do you think past you would listen to current you? I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, well, it's hard, right? It's not to rehash, but it's what we were talking about earlier in this stream, right? Is that everybody at the same time is going through a variety of different shit and trying to like figure out who they are and figure out where they fit in, and you know, our minds are going through like this big change and our bodies are going through big changes, and like all of it causes a lot of like trickle downs in terms of our mental health and how we interact with others and all of these other things, right? So you wind up in a lot of situations with other people where looking back on it, you're like, why did I put up with that shit for so long? And, you know, they were probably also going through a lot of weird shit. But it's not your responsibility to like help them figure out their shit while you're still trying to figure out your shit, right? What can you do? I think that I wish that high school kids valued themselves more. I realize that it's all part of the process, but I wish that, like, yeah, I do wish that I could go back and tell myself some things. But at the same time, again, I acknowledge that without the bad stuff in my life, I wouldn't be here. And I've been very fortunate that a lot of the bad things were things that I was able to distance myself from as an adult. So, yeah. So, to loving ourselves. May we do it more often. Do you have anything planned this week? Well, you know, it's it's still a lockdown. Do I have anything planned this week? Not really. Sam and I keep talking about there are some parks that are open now. Like, people can go to parks. Out of all of the things that have opened, we're like, a park would be a situation where we could still maintain a lot of distance from people, right? So we keep thinking, oh, it would be really fun to just like get out of the house and go to an outdoor situation, and like have a picnic and stuff. That might be nice. What even is the outside world anymore? Park, dogs. There are dogs at parks. That's also true. Let's see. We are at the 3:30 mark. Do y'all want to do a puzzle or two? Should we do some jigsaw puzzles? Hell yeah. So the way that we do this is it's in Tabletop Simulator. If you have Tabletop Simulator, you don't need to download anything else. Just make sure that it's updated and that you can get it open and all of those things. I will make a server with the jigsaw puzzle like workshop thing that I have. And then anybody who wants to join, you don't have to be a sub. Anybody who wants to join can join and help with the jigsaw puzzle. And that's how it works. It's easy peasy. But you do have to own Tabletop Simulator. So if you guys want to start like suggesting, if you want to start suggesting things for a puzzle, Tabletop Simulator itself is not free, but all of the games in the workshop that people have built inside of Tabletop Simulator are free to add on. So that's nice. Oh wait, I have to set it up first. Multiplayer. Cool. Create server. Jigsaw battles. I would love to load Jigsaw battles. Wonderful. Okay. Tabletop Simulator is 50% off right now. There you go. Get it. Oops. Fuck. All right. Any suggestions? Look, I'll try to pick a picture that has more color variation than last time. All right? I made a mistake last time. I'm sorry about it. Paw Patrol? Oh my goodness. Yup. Let's see. How come... Ah, there we go. I was gonna say, how come Everest is never in the fucking promo pictures when she's the best dog? Everest and Rubble. Only dogs that matter. We can do this one. Is it big? It is. It's big enough. That'll be fine. Amazing. Okay. Here we go. I am putting into chat right now the title of the server, and it is also the password. And again, anybody can join. Ready? Bam. Paw Patrol, be there on the double. Paw Patrol, whenever you're in trouble. There we go. Get in here. Get in here. Okay. Full group. Wonderful. Start grabbing pieces. Let me know if the music is too loud or not loud enough. Change your rotation degrees to 90 degrees if this is your first time doing this. It will help a lot to rotate pieces by 90 degrees. Typically we'll start with the outside edge. Just makes it a bit easier to place things from there. Oops, sorry. Grabbed that by accidente. Oh, right. Edit info. Tabletop Simulator. Done. Great. Oh my gosh, is it just here? Whoa! My perception of where things are in this was super skewed. Okay, here's another one. Oh, here's the picture as well. If y'all want to see it. Oh. 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 If they are in the right spot, guys, then they will click into place and you will not be able to move them again. We are missing this piece. We're not? Are we not missing a piece? What's going on here? Where is this? Is this this? Okay, there we go. Too dark. Yeah, I think that's there. Great, well done, guys. Okay. If Sam sees this, he's gonna be so mad. That's not true. He actually, I think, kind of enjoys Paw Patrol. Let's see. Where's Rubble? Where's the best boy? Here he is. He's right in here. Oh, maybe over here more? There we go. Alright. A point to work from. This is his little hat. It's like up here somewhere. And then his paw. It's right there. His little shirt. What a good dog. Don't hit the flip button, guys. Okay, where was that piece? Here it is. This is Zuma. Oopsies. That's like part of his bod. This is Everest. It's up there somewhere. Yes, I know all the dogs' names, okay? Yes, I do. I know all their names. What is this music? I don't think I've ever been paying attention when this music is played. What is this part? Oh, it's like... There we go. Yes, I can totally see this music reminding you of Trine. Absolutely. Can we talk about what a tragedy it is that the dog that's the recycling dog, his whole thing, so like Marshall's whole thing is he's clumsy, right? And he's the medic dog, but also the firefighter dog. And shit, I can't even remember his name now. After saying I know all the dogs, this guy's whole thing is he's the recycling dog and he doesn't want to take a bath. He doesn't like water and he doesn't like bathing. And I'm like, really? That's what we had to make the recycling dog's like hill to die on? Was that he doesn't want to take a bath? I hate this. Rocky, that's his name. Well done. Has to be part of him, right? Yeah. Okay, never mind. This is Everest, and she's great. She's the snow safety dog. Have I talked to you guys about the theory that not a real theory, but like the theory that Paw Patrol is just an alternate universe of the Batman series? Where this fucking kid just has so much money and is like, I'm gonna create super soldier dogs with all my money. And then we're gonna run this fucking town and defund the police. That's basically what this show is. There are cats in the show, yes, but they can't talk the way that the dogs can. They are, like, intelligent, but they don't talk. Yeah, so like the bad guy in the show, who is one of those bad guys who constantly does stupid, like, terrible shit and winds up having to get saved, and Paw Patrol is like, of course we'll save you, because we're Paw Patrol, and we'll save everyone. And I'm like, surely after a certain number of times, you're like, you know what? This guy is banned. He's not allowed anymore. He sucks. Like, but that never happens. They just keep getting dicked over by this dude and his stupid cats, and then being like, ah, well, that's just Mayor Humdinger. Guess we'll save him. And I'm like, no more. Come on. Oops. Oh, I think it was upside down by accident. Oh, weird. I'm pretty sure this is it. Yeah. Yeah, there's also the one girl dog. I thought for a long time that Zuma was a girl dog. Nope. She's one hell of a pilot, though. The Smurfette of Paw Patrol. Oh, that's true. Everest is a girl. That's true. Everest is a girl. She's not part of the main group. She only shows up in the episodes with Snow. Sadly, because she's awesome. Well done, everybody. Well done. Okay. If you were part of this group, thank you very much. Please hop out, and then we can let new people in. If you didn't get to play last time, and you'd like to do a puzzle, now's your chance. But please do not do a puzzle twice in a row. Let other people get in. Let's see.
Welcome, you fine cat-loving, coffee-drinking burrito babe.
Redacier, or Redacer, thank you very much for subscribing. Welcome to the Cat Gang. Got more spots. Don't start yet. Don't start yet. We've still got more spots if you want to join. I assumed flipping was to rotate the view. My bad. Oh, it's totally fine. This is a Hey Dougie picture.
Welcome, you fine.
All right, full group. Let's go.
Drinking burrito babe.
Kids shows are very good to pull from for puzzle pictures. They're so colorful. Where's the picture? There it is. Okay. Okay. Remember, set your rotation to 90 degrees. If a piece is in the right place, you will not be able to move it again. So just double check that you've placed a piece properly before abandoning it. That was lucky. Oh, the crabs. I love them. Okay, there's obviously a bunch that we haven't grabbed yet. I'm having so much trouble finding. Maybe we do have them all? Oh, someone found it. Amazing! You guys are pros. Wonderful. Let's go. Try flipping it. Yeah. Here. Here. Try this. There we go. Okay, this is like one of the weird wiggle pieces. I'll try to put all of those together. What is that? Is this the lion's face? Oh, it totally is. It is. Oops. There we go. Oops. There we go. Cute. This music reminds me of Gitaru Man. For whatever that's worth. Oh, this is probably over here. Yeah, because there are 2 sheep. I forgot. All the hot pink pieces together. Where is this? Oh, on the bear. Jello. 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 Oh, that's part of the bowl. Here we go. That's why. Oh, okay. I was about to be like, what? Let's see. Whoops. This one's fun. This puzzle, I think. Oops. Okay, that corner's done. Just need that piece. Is it this? It's gotta be. Yeah. And then... Great. Cool. Whole bottom is done. Wonderful. There we go. Oh my god. It's fine. You can have it. You can have it, you animals. That one's got to be there because it's got the lines on it. Yeah. Oops. Right here. There you go. Woo! Wait, what about, wait, where does this go? Oh my god. Woo! Good job, everybody. Well done. Good job, guys. Thanks for doing puzzles with me. It's fun, isn't it? I think it's fun. But yeah, that workshop mod is called Jigsaw Battles. Jigsaw Battles. You can keep track of how many pieces each person does. You can keep track of like how long it takes you as a group to do it. But obviously I don't care. It's just a good Jigsaw like workshop add-on. You can use pictures on your actual computer. You can use URLs. It's just nice. It covers all the bases, and I think it does a good job of it. So, yeah. Thanks, guys. I am going to read all of our Valentines that have come since the last time we read them. Andalect says, it was my cousin who passed away's birthday yesterday. A Valentine to say take care of the ones you love and cherish your time with them. I'm so sorry. I'm sure that it was a rough day for you. Chubby Metalhead says, hey Doogs, I'm going back to work today. I wanted to say you and Sam have kept me going through the lockdown. Thanks, and I hope you and chat have a lovely day. You too. Holgar the Beast says, bless everyone. Know that you're all loved, even though it might not always feel like it. May Berlin says, to anybody who is also having exams soon, I'm in a good productive study mode today. Productive study vibes for all. Thank you for sharing those. Princess Alexi says, hi Dodger, I've been watching you since 2010. I'm catching your streams as often as I can. I wanted to say thanks for consistently being a wonderful, welcoming person. Your videos and streams have helped me through both my undergrad and graduate degrees and some terrible situations where I just needed extra positivity. Your community has always been fantastic, and it comes from the example you set. So keep being lovely. Thank you very much. And thank you for supporting me for so long. That's wild. And Amarian says, Dodger and chat, I appreciate all of you. So appreciate yourselves. We can't go back in time, but we can be kind to ourselves now and kind to each other. So be kind and be kindest to yourself. You deserve it. Good message. Good message. Thank you for the hydrates from Saint Butt, Shifty Monk, Copper Button, Fairy Baby, and Sleepytron. All of them used their channel points to remind all of us to drink some water, which I don't have any. Drink some water and, you know, take your pills and do all of those important things. So thank you guys. Let's read off our activity feed. The raid leader is open if anybody would like to suggest a person to raid. Chubby Metalhead, thank you again for all those gifted subs. Pets Play, thank you for the 28. Black Sky Hero, thank you for the 10. Rainbow Lily for the 34. Oblivion Moonboy, thank you for the 4. Holger the Beast for the 5. Wolf and Wool for the 7. Sid 1210, thank you for the 8. Green Galaxies for the 18. Timidos for the 21. Hyteri for the 28. And Puster, thank you for the 7. Anonymous Gifter, thank you for gifting a sub. Blooky Bloop, thank you for subscribing. Welcome to the Cat Gang. Cupcakes of Chaos, thank you for the 18. Blue Pigeons, thank you for the 2. Nevrook, thank you for subscribing. Welcome to the Cat Gang. Avi, thank you for gifting a sub to Trevor. Fun Bun, thank you for the 3. Nacho Lover, thank you for the 6. Dante Chini, thank you very much for subscribing. Firefly, thank you for the 4. Endeavor for the 39. Zingatorix for the 74. Hatesygern, thank you very much for subscribing. Welcome to the Cat Gang. Walnut, thank you for the 67. Crockett's Doda for the 14. Zonra for the biddies. Line for the 34. Twisted Metalhead for the 44. Killian Prudmore, thank you for gifting a sub. Avi, thank you for gifting a sub. Ian Kura, thank you very much for subscribing. Welcome to the Cat Gang. Deathmeister, thank you for the 2. Ratatosk, thank you for the 4. Southern Vices, thank you for the 40. Rick H, thank you for the 26. Fairy Baby for the 37. Avi, thank you for gifting a sub to R Mutt. I'm realizing the subs that Avi has gifted have all been 3-month subs. That's so crazy. I forgot that you can do that now. So Avi's gifting 3 months at a time to people. That's very sweet, very generous. Thank you, Avi. Bowman, thank you for the 32. Ekarusi for the 4 years. Happy anniversary. Aroberon, thank you for the 34. Rhapsody for the 4. Oblivious to Me, thank you so much for the gifted subs. Askugia, thank you for the 10. Vash the Dash for the 53. Night's Eyes for the 5. Lord Doritos for the 7. O10 General, thank you for the 3. Runner for the 42. Redacer, thank you very much for subscribing. And Daybreak Jack, thank you for subscribing as well. Both of you, welcome to the Cat Gang. Ralph Mullen, thank you for the 4 months right at the end here as well. Thank you guys. Oh, apparently Siren is streaming. That's awesome. Let's go say hi to Siren. Thank you, Avi, for recommending that. I'm gonna go. Take care of yourselves. I will see you guys tomorrow for MangaPod and maybe for a little study hall stream. So see if I can get some clay in time. Bye-bye, everybody. Take care of yourselves. Be sweet to one another. Hug your animals in case you're in a place where they're doing fireworks and shit. Appreciate you all. See you next time. Bye-bye.